Your putting is horrible. The first thing you always want to check, I know, no, is your ball position and making sure that your lead eye is directly over the ball. Okay, so for this drill, you're going to take one ball. You're going to go ahead and put your club head behind the ball. Okay, we're going to go little towards the target, larger away from the target. So see how the ball's closer to my lead foot. When I say lead, I mean target side foot. So I'd be hitting that way, okay? Trail foot would be my back foot. I guess I don't need to say that today because Mary Jo's not here. She's left-handed. So left foot, right foot. Lead, trail, okay? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna make sure that you have some space between you and the club, okay? We're gonna hinge from the hips. You're gonna take your second ball. We're gonna place it under the eye and it should hit that ball below, okay? If you have this position though and your ball drops on this side, right, then you're too bent over, and then if it's on this side, then you're too upright. So just make sure that you're in good position. Obviously, if it drops over here or over here, then you need to move it between your feet, okay? Number 2, loose grip. One thing that I see people do a lot is they death grip and then the ball goes 10 feet past the hole. So make sure that you have a nice loose jaw, because if your jaw is locked, your hands are gonna be like this, right? So nice loose jaw, nice loose hands. Okay? We always say baby birds in there, okay? For your weight transfer, look at me, I'm remembering all 4. Weight transfer, or weight positioning between your feet. So because ball position is forward in your stance, sometimes, even for myself, I find that I favor the lead foot because the ball's over there, right? So I'll be setting up and I don't even know it, but I'm like 60% on the left foot, 40% on the right because the ball's up here. Make sure that when you set up that you are 50-50, and that when you bring your club up, that this shoulder drops. We don't want this shoulder going forward, so it shouldn't look like this. Now my shoulders are not parallel to my feet, okay? So make sure you're 50-50, and then just drop the shoulder a little bit, okay? For the putting stroke, you want to make sure you're accelerating. So death by putting would be if I took it back way too far, and then in my head I'm like, oh crap, this is going way past the hole, and then I slow down impact to make sure it doesn't go past the hole, right? So that's like worst case scenario. So what I want you guys to think about is whenever I take it back, I'm going to take it twice as much through, okay? So if I take it 6 inches back, I'm 12 inches through. So I always think about that for like a 10-foot putt. So if I take 3 big steps, 1, 2, 3. Okay, every big step's a yard or 3 feet. So I always like to think big toe for this guy. So I'm going to take my club face back to the big toe. That's about 6 inches between the ball and my big toe. Do you guys see that? Okay, and now I'm going to go 12 inches through on the follow through. Okay, so I'm set up here. I have my hand with the space. My weight's 50-50. My fingers are loose because I don't want to cream it. Okay. At least 12 inches through.
Oh, beautiful.